this is Melissa here from Missy and Fit, and today I'm just going to do a quick video to show you how to prepare spaghetti squash. There's a couple of different ways. You can certainly Google it. I'm just going to share with you the way that I like the best. Spaghetti squash, this is what it looks like when you go to the grocery store. It's a great low-carb alternative, and I'm going to show you how to prepare it in 2 easy steps. There's different ways to make it. This is my favorite way. So what we're going to do is, because ultimately you do have to cut it in half, but it's tough. You need a sharp knife. So you just take a fork and you're going to poke holes in the sides. Go basically around the spaghetti squash and poke holes. Because what we're going to do first is microwave it for a few minutes to kind of soften it up. So I just want to go around, and you don't want to put it in whole without putting these air holes, kind of like when you do a baked potato, because you don't want it to explode in your microwave, because that would be bad. So we're just kind of poking holes, as you can see with the fork. You don't have to go in really deep, but just to kind of have air holes so it doesn't build up pressure in the microwave. And I'm going to stick this in the microwave for about 5 minutes. Just put that on to soften it up. Another alternative, if you don't want to do the second step I'm going to do, is you can just leave it in the microwave for 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the size of the spaghetti squash, and just strictly microwave it. But I think it tastes better when you do this 2-step process, doing the microwave and the oven. So I'll be sharing that. We're just going to wait for the spaghetti squash to finish cooking for the 5 minutes. Okay, so the spaghetti squash just beeped, so that's all done. We had it in there for 5 minutes to kind of soften it up a little bit. You can see some of the juices coming out from the little holes you made with the fork, because like I said, you don't want it to explode in your microwave. So punching the holes in with a fork is a crucial step. And I have this silicone oven mitt. It's not, you don't have to have it. I just use it for this. Actually, when I originally bought this, I thought this was the greatest idea, because I was like, oh, you can just rinse it off. You don't have to worry about your pot holder getting all messy. But I find these are the worst pot holders ever when you're taking a hot thing out of the oven. And I go back to my old, trusty, very thick fabric ones. But for spaghetti squash, it's a really great one because it does rinse off. And you just want it enough to cover your hand. It's not super, super hot. So you're going to cut this in half lengthwise. I have a cutting board. I have my sharp knife. Ooh, you can hear the steam come out. Ooh. And we're going to go down the middle as much as you possibly can. It's a little bit tough, but if you didn't have this step of softening it with the microwave, it would be much, much worse. So hold on, it's concentrated. It's hard for me to talk and cut at the same time. I don't want to cut off my fingers. Okay, so you end up with these 2 halves, roughly. And you're going to see it's the inside like a pumpkin, because it is from like the squash family, because it is a spaghetti squash. And you can see the seeds and the guts inside like a pumpkin. So what you're going to do is, you don't want that part. So we softened it up. We're going to scoop that out. I just got a slotted spoon, and it's not terribly hard, but it is a little hot. And I have the garbage can here. And I'm just throwing that part away, because we just want to scrape off those seeds and that fleshy part there. And that's why I like this pot holder, because this I can just rinse off after. And it keeps you from burning your fingers. So you just want to get that. I'll hold it up in a second to show you what it looks like when you're just scraping the guts of the spaghetti squash out. Just toss that there. Okay. So you just want to get the guts out on either side of the spaghetti squash. Just kind of get in there. And it reminds me of when you carve a pumpkin. So you end up with this. So you took out the seeds. So this is what it looks like before, with the seeds that you're going to scoop out. And this is what you want it to look like after. So it's hollowed out. So I'm just going to do this half. And like I said, this is my favorite way to make it, that I just microwave it to soften it a little bit. I prefer it baked in the oven. You don't have to. You could just put it in the microwave the whole time for 10 or 15 minutes. I would recommend letting it cool off a little before you cut it, because once it's been in the microwave for 10 minutes, it's really hot to handle. So you definitely want to give it a little more cooling time than I just gave it for the 5 minutes. Okay. So just scoop that out a little bit more. So we got all our seeds out. So what I did here is I have my oven heated up to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. I have my cookie sheet. I put foil on it because it makes it easier. I put some cook spray. For my cook spray, I mean, people use Pam, use all different things. I actually bought one of these cook sprayers a while ago because I love a kitchen gadget, as I've shared before. And I just fill this up with the extra virgin olive oil that I buy at Costco, the giant bottle. And I have it in my little bottle, and I already put it here on the tray. I have extra virgin olive oil here and salt and pepper. So what I'm going to do is just put these here. I'm going to drizzle each of them with just a little bit of olive oil, not too much. You don't need that much. Sprinkle of salt on each half. A sprinkle of pepper. Flip them over to be face down. And they're going to go in the oven for 35 to 45 minutes. And that depends on your squash. So we're going to bake this for 35 to 45 minutes. And then I will show you the final step in how to prepare the spaghetti squash. Okay, so the spaghetti squash is done. It's been in the oven for 35 minutes. 375. It's going to come out really hot. So that's why I'm using my really thick oven mitt. And we're just going to turn those over. Okay, and you might let them cool for a little bit because they are really hot. That's why I do use the oven mitt. And really your next tool is going to be a fork. And this is how simple this is. I have a bowl here ready. And all you do is this, guys. You just hold it with this. You're just shredding it. And it just comes out and it has a spaghetti-like texture. And I just prefer the way it tastes when it's in the oven, but when you do the microwave version, it's the same thing. Just like I showed you before, you're going to punch the holes, put it in the microwave for 15 minutes. You cut it in half, you let it cool. When you do that, when you have to take out the seeds, just like we did before, and then you're just scraping it, you guys. That's it. You just scrape it. It's really hot. Oof. I might want to wait a couple of extra minutes than I did, but you're just scraping it. So you really can't get any more. And then you'll put it in your serving bowl. And you can use it in the skillet meals that I have. I serve it with spaghetti and meatballs. And sometimes I'll even mix this in if you want to have it with your pasta as an extra vegetable. That's what my daughter likes to do because she loves spaghetti squash also. You can also make zoodles and mix it with that. But this is a great way to add another vegetable to your meals. And like I said, my usual go-to is my substitute for pasta, and it's a low-carb option, and you're getting in your veggies. So I hope this helps, and I will see you soon.